They say Achilles was invincible. But if that were true, how did he die? Before the world knew him as a warrior, he was just a child, born of a mortal king, Peleus, and a goddess of the sea, Thetis. But his fate was never ordinary. The moment he was born, the gods whispered of his destiny, a life so short, yet so glorious, the world would never forget him. To protect her son, Thetis did something no mother had done before. She carried the infant Achilles to the River Styx, a dark, sacred stream believed to grant immortality. She dipped him in, but held him tightly by the heel. That tiny spot never touched the water. And in that one small oversight, death waited patiently. Achilles was hidden away in the wilderness and raised by Chiron, the wise centaur who trained heroes. There, he was taught music, medicine, philosophy, and the art of war. He grew stronger than any man, swifter than any beast, and proud. So proud, in fact, that even the gods took notice. But destiny never stays hidden for long. When Helen, the queen of Sparta, was stolen by the Trojan prince Paris, it wasn't just love that sparked the war, it was ego, revenge, prophecy. 1,000 ships were launched. Heroes answered the call. But one name mattered above all, Achilles. Yet he almost never went. His mother, still fearing the prophecy of his early death, disguised him as a girl and hid him among maidens. Achilles, the greatest warrior to ever live, pretending to be a woman. But fate has its own ways. Odysseus, cunning and clever, revealed the truth, and Achilles made his decision. He could live a long, quiet life, or die young and become a legend. He chose legend. At Troy, Achilles became a force of nature. Clad in armor that gleamed like fire, with a spear no man could lift, he led his Myrmidons into battle and tore through the Trojan lines like a god of war. No one could stop him. No one dared try. But what destroyed Achilles wasn't an enemy. It was betrayal. When Agamemnon, the Greek commander, stole Briseis, a woman Achilles loved, it wasn't just a political move. It was personal. Insulted and enraged, Achilles withdrew from the war. And as he sat in silence, the Greek forces began to crumble. The cost of pride was blood. It was Patroclus, Achilles' closest companion, maybe even his lover, who tried to save the Greeks. Wearing Achilles' armor, he rode into battle to inspire hope. But Hector, the noble Trojan prince, mistook him for Achilles and killed him. And that was the end of mercy. Achilles re-entered the war with fury the world had never seen. He didn't fight like a man, he fought like vengeance itself. And when he met Hector, the two clashed in a battle that echoed through the ages. Achilles killed him. But even that wasn't enough. He tied Hector's lifeless body to his chariot, and dragged it around the walls of Troy. Again and again. A warning. A message. A storm. Even the gods turned their eyes away. But not all gods had abandoned Troy. Apollo, enraged by Achilles' arrogance, guided the hand of Paris. An arrow flew, not to the chest, not to the head, but to the heel. That one vulnerable spot. The one place that Thetis could not protect. And just like that, the greatest warrior of the ancient world fell. Achilles died not in a blaze of glory, but from a single wound to the only part of him that was still human. A weakness so small, yet powerful enough to end a legend. But death didn't erase him. It immortalized him. His rage. His pride. His power. His choice to live short, but burn bright. We still whisper his name today. Because Achilles wasn't just a warrior. He was the price of glory.